One thing I love about your clinic is that you also have a med spa. So that definitely piques my interest there. So let's talk about
Yeah.
some of the services that you offer.
Yes, we are a fully serviced med spa, and we offer customized facial treatments, IV vitamin infusions, the latest in non-surgical face and body procedures like your Botox, your fillers, your PDO thread lifts. We do laser services for all skin types, and we also have our popular body contouring procedure that can literally remove fat up to 10 pounds in one session.
Ooh,
So
wow.
you talking Botox, you talking, that like so many pretty cool services and all your beauty treatments. How do all of those tie into the goal of the whole person healthcare?
Right, exactly. So, my personal belief is that the skin is a reflection of what's happening on the inside. So, as we take care of your health, we also want to focus on those aesthetic services that are designed to support your skin and your body during that treatment process. In many cases, here at the clinic, a patient can come in and be seen for a medical visit and then stick around and have a facial or non surgical procedure right after.
Yes, please. I'd like to sign up for a facial. That sounds fantastic. And what I
Right.
love about your med spa is you have trained professionals doing this. Why is that so important?
Right, so true. We have doctors, we have myself as a nurse practitioner, we have registered nurses, we have certified estheticians. Having that knowledge and expertise is so important because you absolutely have to understand the proper methods to take care of someone's skin and wellness. And that actually it requires a lot of education and training. You have to be familiar with all different skin types and even how certain conditions may affect someone's results, and also be able to educate that person on proper maintenance afterwards. So it's important to make sure.
Welcome back to Main Street Living, everyone. Now, for anyone, ladies, who loves pop culture, Comic-Con is pretty much as good as it gets.
That's right. And after attending for many years as a fan, our next guest will be presenting her team of Latina Superheroes for the first time at the special edition of Comic-Con next week. Please welcome into Main Street Living, Kayden Phoenix. Kayden, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Truly appreciate it.
So Kayden, cool story here. You actually started out writing screenplays for films, but you ended up as the creator of a series of Latina superhero graphic novels. How did you come up with A La Brava?
Just for that reason, honestly, I started writing out screenplays like you were saying, and I was like, what do I want to see on the big screen? And I was like, my first thought was a Latina superhero. And so I wrote out a feature-length script. I shot a short film of my first one. And then from there, everybody asked me, where's the comic? Right? And I was like, what comic? And like, the next person, where's the comic? And then like over and over, everyone said there's a comic. And I was like, there's no comic. And for that reason, it's just truth by consensus. I was like, okay, I should probably have a comic. And that's what started me on my path. I just tangented, or pivoted rather, and just went this direction. With my comic.
That's so
cool.
fun. Yeah. Tell us about some of your superheroes.
Absolutely. So they're all Latinas, like you're saying, but different heritages. So I have Jalisco. She's my Mexican. She's my dancer. She dances folklorico, but it's kind of her dress. I have my first generation Tejana. So she's my border town girl of Texas. That's Santa. She's my brawler. She goes up against ice. And I have my Estela Chicana. I have my Dominican gunslinger from New York. And I have my Puerto Rican Cuban from Miami. So they're all within, American Latinos, except for Jalisco, and all very social justice issues as well.
Wow, that's so cool. And something for everybody, obviously. So you've been very busy. You've been at this for about 2 years, and now you've been invited to present at the pinnacle of pop culture, really, Comic-Con. They have a special edition event going on in San Diego next week. What does it kind of mean to you to be going to Comic-Con as an exhibitor and a panelist?
It's so amazing. Honestly, it's just it's not overwhelming. It's just really exciting. It's more exciting than anything because I'm now on the other side of the table. I'm now on the other side of the the table, I guess, on the chairs as well. Even as a panelist, I even got a couple panels. It's just surprising, but really, I'm just really happy. I'm excited about it. I'm just happy to have that experience, and then very fortunate and grateful as well.
Oh, I know this is also meaningful to you. How important is it to have your heroes be Latina?
That's so important. I mean, I didn't grow up with any superheroes, right? Like not in the media sense. And otherwise, my mom, my grandma, my great aunt, like in my family, absolutely. But we don't see ourselves as superheroes because they don't give us that opportunity on the big screen, on the small screen, even in the comic books. We don't have Latino superheroes. Now we do here and there. We have America Chavez or Quince, like we have little ones, which is great. But I never had it. I'm lucky. I told you, I'm lucky I had my family. So it's important because Latinas, we're 20%. We're like almost a quarter of the United States. We're 70% of California, right? Like, how come we can't see ourselves as heroes?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so important to your point, to just, if you don't see what you want to see, then create it, right? Because representation is just so important here. So what kind of do you hope that readers will learn from your stories?
I just hope that they take away a good story, for one, because it is a story. I'm still a screenwriter. I'm still a comic book writer. So it is a great story, hopefully. But also that just empowerment, that of course you can do it. Like, it doesn't matter your skin color, your gender. It doesn't matter any of that extra stuff. Like, of course you can do it. I grew up with that mentality as well. But like, why can't you? If you want to make a comic book, please go ahead. It's not that hard, to be very honest with you.
I don't believe you because it's beautiful. You guys should see this.
Yeah, and going back to your characters, what in particular are people loving about them?
Just there's different things. One, they always think I'm the artist, which is a great compliment. I am not the artist, I'm the writer, creator, but visually they're very aesthetically pleasing, right? They have the big eyes, they have the soft chins, and they're very Disney and anime put together, which is what I wanted, which is what, like, saying, when I was looking on Instagram, looking through my, like, creating my tone boards, I was like, this is what I like. And so my comics kind of made like, what the flavor is right now on the times. Also, I grew up with Disney, as you can tell, very Disney princesses. And so in that sense, but it's just the modern version, just they have clothes on, like little simple things. They don't have to wear a dress, they can wear pants, right? Like very simple, but it's just like, it's so obvious to you and I, and obviously to kids as well. So there's lots of things, but they love the colors as well as obviously the eyes and the, just the look itself, but the colors, the palettes are really popping. I use a lot of warm colors for Jalisco because everyone's warm to each other. So red, yellows, oranges, very cold colors because everybody fights. So that's like the baby blues, baby pinks, and then Bandita is muted because she's my cowboy. She's my country girl. So, just
do you have one that you identify with the most?
I like all of them. It's not an answer.
They're all your babies.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I say Jalisco because that's the most familiar to me. My grandma's from Jalisco, which is why I stay in Jalisco. My mom danced Tocorico, so that's her dance, the Mexican traditional dance that she does. Right. All the mentor's name is Adela, which is my other grandma's name, right? Like, it's all little parts of my family in it, infused in the story. So that one is my favorite by default.
Oh man, it sounds like so much fun, Comic-Con. If people cannot make it out there, where can they learn more about you and your superheroes?
So my website, which also has a store and more information, is latinasuperheroes.com. And then my Instagram and TikTok is also Latina Superheroes.
Oh, wow. Well, we're so proud of
cool,
you.
And congratulations.
A role model, an inspiration to so many people, just as Danielle was saying too. Just get out there and do it. Make it happen. And that's exactly what you're doing. So thank you so much for joining us here on Main Street Living.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Great interview. And we're going to kind of stick with that theme, superheroes, toys. Coming up, we're going to talk about something that is so much more than just a toy. Find out what that is next. Welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, Quincy. In our last segment, we heard from Kayden Phoenix, who will be presenting her Latina Superheroes at Comic-Con this year. So much fun. I love talking with her.
Well, if you loved that, you'll love what we're talking about next, because while the panels are a huge draw for fans at Comic-Con, the limited edition merchandise might just be as popular. Check out these Funko Fanatics.
Funko Pops is a vinyl toy made by the company Funko. Pretty much anything you can think of, Star Wars, any Disney property, Funko does these figures. They're called Pop Vinyls, and they pretty much make every character you can think of. I have probably close to about 600 of them. My Pop Price Guide value on them is probably, I'm close to about $55,000 on my collection. The Simpsons are my favorite set. As far as my most expensive pop, it's actually Notorious B.I.G. Metallic from San Diego Comic-Con, and that one's probably about $2,500 right now. It goes back to the nostalgia portion of it. So when you look around, I mean, you look at Captain America, you know, Willy Wonka, the Green Lantern, Dumbo. I mean, that just brings you to a place when you were that kid or that TV show, and you just feel that happiness inside. There is a big community. Funko, they bring all these people together with common interests. Welcome to San Diego Fanatics Summerfest 2018. Yeah! I'm hosting San Diego Fanatics Summerfest 2018. We're gonna have some games too, so make sure it is just all San Diego Funko collectors from all over the county just coming here and having a good time. Through Funko, I've met so many friends that are now I'm really tight with. Not only here in San Diego though, like worldwide. One of the biggest advantages we have as San Diego Fanatics is that San Diego Comic-Con is the biggest Comic-Con convention in the world. So that is a huge event for Funko. Happiest line in the Comic-Con right here.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this one. I know.
We have over 70 exclusives here at Comic-Con this year, which is crazy. This is the place where people come, and the exclusives are a big part of why people come to Comic-Con. And we throw a party every year here at Comic-Con where we have a couple thousand fans just having a great time, being together. You know, they get some free stuff from us. They're amazing. We have the best fans in the world.
And I'm so appreciative for Funko, printing out this product and bringing this community all together, and like all these friendships and stuff that I've made, and it's amazing. It's a good feeling.
Okay, Funko Fanatics, they look like so much fun, guys, except I would not be able to keep them in the box. I'd be taking them out and playing with them. I can't just look at them.
They're collector's items.
I know, but I'm just saying, I want to be able to touch them.
Yeah, I didn't even know the young folks knew about Notorious B.I.G. I just thought that was pretty dope that they actually had one to resemble that. So that's pretty cool.
They have some good taste there. Well, you can check out all the latest designs at funko.com.
That's right, ladies. Up next, we head over to the Grand Canyon State because it's time to get focused on our health and wellness. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back into Main Street Living. Quincy, Cheryl, as we're gearing up for the busy holiday season, it is so important to make time to take care of ourselves too.
Oh, yes, we have to remember that because we're running around so much. And family nurse practitioner Kris Adair is here to give us some tips on how we can care for our health and also our well-being any time of the year. Welcome to Main Street Living.
Thank you for having me.
So Adair Family Clinic is your one-stop shop for health and wellness care in the Phoenix area. Tell us about all the healthcare services you offer.
Yes, we are a person-focused family medical clinic specializing in preventive healthcare services that help you not only take control of your health, but your wellness too. We do this by having longer appointment times to allow our providers to get to know the patients and their needs, complete the medical assessments, and develop a consensual treatment plan that collectively works towards supporting and improving their individual health. One of the other beneficial elements that our concierge model offers is low-cost medical visits or monthly memberships. And that allows for people to come in without insurance and still get the same care that they would with insurance. Plus, we've partnered with lab companies, diagnostic clinics, and other specialties that provide services without insurance as well. So patients can still get those very important tests and evaluations done at a reasonable rate.
Wow. Wow. Now that is awesome because it looks like there's a lot of care that's going into it. And I understand that your clinic is very focused on keeping the whole person healthy, which, it sounds obvious, but that's not always a priority in today's healthcare system, of course. So tell us why it's important and, and how you guys work towards that goal.
Right, that's so true. It is important to focus on the whole person because when you have a disease like diabetes, it doesn't just affect one part of the body. It affects everything from your heart, your skin, your eyes, how your body breaks down food, and so much more. So even when you consider the aesthetic piece, when people come in for facials or chemical peel treatments or anything like that, if you have a condition like diabetes that's out of control, that will play a factor in whether or not you would be appropriate for any one of those aesthetic services. So it's important to have a whole person discussion to make sure that we take the time to discuss all of those factors and provide that education and treatment to make sure we're helping you achieve your desired result.
One thing I love about your clinic is that you also have a med spa. So that definitely piques my interest there. So let's talk about some of the services that you offer.
Yes, we are a fully serviced med spa, and we offer customized facial treatments, IV vitamin infusions, the latest in non-surgical face and body procedures like your Botox, your fillers, your PDO thread lifts. We do laser services for all skin types, and we also have our popular body contouring procedure that can literally remove fat up to 10 pounds in one session.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
So you're talking Botox, you're talking, that like so many pretty cool services and all your beauty treatments. How do all of those tie into the goal of the whole person healthcare?
Right, exactly. So my personal belief is that the skin is a reflection of what's happening on the inside. So as we take care of your health, we also want to focus on those aesthetic services that are designed to support your skin and your body during that treatment process. In many cases here at the clinic, a patient can come in and be seen for a medical visit and then stick around and have a facial or non-surgical procedure right after.
Yes, please. I'd like to sign up for a facial. That sounds fantastic. And what I love about your med spa is you have trained professionals doing this. Why is that so important?
Right, so true. We have doctors, we have myself as a nurse practitioner, we have registered nurses, we have certified estheticians. Having that knowledge and expertise is so important because you absolutely have to understand the proper methods to take care of someone's skin and wellness. And that actually it requires a lot of education and training. You have to be familiar with all different skin types and even how certain conditions may affect someone's result, and also be able to educate that person on proper maintenance afterwards. So it's important to make sure that you go to someone that has that proper training and experience. I've unfortunately taken care of patients that have been botched, burned, mistreated because of lack of experience or training. And it's such a traumatic process for that person because they were affected not just by their physical appearance, but other ways as well, even their mental health. So I fully encourage people to make sure that when they go to someone that they ask about their experience and qualifications before sitting in a chair for that procedure or treatment.
100%.
Certainly great advice. And of course, Kris, the holidays are coming up. So what are some of your most popular services you guys offer?
Yes, the holidays are such an awesome time for us here. And it's always just very, very exciting for us because we really roll out the red carpet with some of our popular treatments, like the body contouring, that again removes that stubborn fat. Of course, the Botox is always so popular. So we have a lot of great specials for that. Our mega facial is my favorite because it really brightens and smooths the skin. And then of course, our PDO thread lift and fillers, you can literally get a liquid or thread non-surgical facelift literally in one session. And then finally, one of my all-time favorites is our 24 karat super facial. And that's basically combining the benefits of 24 karat gold with our really super hydrating facial that leaves the skin beautifully radiant and just really kind of puts you out there just in time for the holidays. And it makes a great gift too.
Yeah.
You've sold me. I think this is a must stop the next time I am in Phoenix. So
Yeah.
where can our viewers go to learn more?
Right. So they can go to our website, www.adairclinic.com. They can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Adair Clinic, as well as on TikTok.
All right, Kris, you're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man, that is so cool. Now, coming up next, we got a can't miss segment as Cheryl, you're gonna take us on a wet and wild journey, getting up close with the whales. You guys stay right there.
Welcome back into Main Street Living, guys. Climate change, such a hot topic these days, with world leaders recently meeting in Scotland to try to address this global crisis.
That's right, Danielle. But the warming planet itself is impacting so much more than just humans. Of course, in fact, plants and animals all around the globe are feeling the effects of the changing climate.
Yes, Quincy, Danielle, I had the opportunity, thanks to a grant from the Society of Environmental Journalists, to follow scientists in New England who are researching the impact climate change is having on the already endangered population of North Atlantic right whales. Here is part one of my story. Whales are the largest and arguably the most majestic animals on our planet. But like many animals, they are threatened due to climate change. Researchers at the New England Aquarium have a particular interest in right whales, as sadly, there are now less than 400 North Atlantic right whales left in the world.
Climate change is something that's easy for people to kind of think is out there, it's numbers, it's coming in the future. And I've studied this species for 35 years, and I've watched as a very quickly climate change has impacted them.
Drastic changes have been measured in the Gulf of Maine since 2010, making this historically rich feeding ground zero for right whales.
The Gulf of Maine, which is sort of the center of their traditional feeding habitat, has been warming faster than almost any other body of water in the world. About 0.5 degree every single year. So it's not because it's too warm for the right whales, but it's impacting the food and the ocean currents that bring the food into specific areas.
You have the Gulf Stream, which brings warm tropical water up toward the Gulf of Maine. You also have the Labrador Current, which brings colder Arctic water down. And where that warm and cold water mix, it really affects the oceanography in the Gulf of Maine.
Right whale migration is also caused by rapid warming occurring a great distance away in the Arctic.
The Arctic warming changes ocean currents. Those ocean currents change where the plankton is going to be. And because the plankton is moving, the right whales are moving.
Right whales are on the move looking for food sources. And believe it or not, despite their size, their food is as small as a grain of rice.
If you've ever been swimming in the ocean, you've probably swallowed thousands of them. just like right whales.
They look like they're mowing a lawn, these huge mouths just going across the surface back and forth, trying to keep the widest part of their mouth at where the densest plankton patch is.
Right whales rely on copious amounts of plankton, a fatty species of copepod, for energy. However, it also takes a great deal of energy just to feed.
Right whales, they have huge mouths. And so for a right whale to swim with its mouth open is like us carrying 2 large umbrellas underwater and trying to drag them through the water. So they have to really make a smart decision. Is there enough food here for me to open my mouth? I might get some food, but I'm going to expend more energy just trying to push my mouth through the... So it's not that there's not necessarily enough plankton out there. It has to be very concentrated. And that's what's driving their changes in movements and where they feed.
While there are protective measures in place in their traditional feeding areas like the Gulf of Maine, changing ocean currents and rapidly warming Gulf waters continue to shift their food sources and thus right whales into unexpected and hazardous areas. The right whale population is critically endangered, and in part thanks to climate change, we are seeing more deaths. If something isn't done to combat that, we can end up seeing more right whale skeletons like this.
While we have stopped hunting them, we have not stopped killing them. So they're getting killed unintentionally by entanglements in fishing gear and ship strikes.
When they're searching high and low for this food, they have a higher chance of encountering some kind of human activity, like gear they can be tangled in, or ship strikes is the other major problem.
Some headway has been made regarding shipping lanes, slowing ships in areas where right whales are known to be present. However, entanglements continue to peril these dignified creatures.
The lines that right whales get entangled in have gotten stronger and stronger over the years. So a whale that would get entangled before would be only mildly injured. Now they're being severely injured by those entanglements or killed.
Right whales are now in uncharted waters like the Gulf of St. Lawrence. There are some protective measures in place there, but as a human population, we need to come together to do even more.
There are solutions. They're really challenging to implement. There's technology that can allow fishermen to fish without ropes, still be able to collect their traps, do what they're doing. It's going to be an expensive transition, and the fishermen will need a lot of both financial and management support to make that transition.
Next time on Main Street Living, we will continue to look at how climate change is impacting right whales, share some potential solutions, and even some ways that you can help.
Wow, Cheryl, thank you so much for sharing that with us, because it's so important for us to care about our ocean, if not for ourselves, for our animal friends.
Absolutely. And I got to say, being out there and talking to the researchers, it was so eye-opening. So yeah, wait till you see more of what's to come.
Yeah, I think it was just a great job overall. I mean, I actually thought you were going to be in the boat, like right next to the whale. I said, look at Cheryl. She's about to dive in.
Oh my God.
Cheryl's our insider.
Well, you wait. I've got more coming. In fact, coming up next week, stay tuned for part 2 of my right whale documentary.
Awesome. Great job, Cheryl. Can't wait to see part 2 next week. And up next, we say, "Que Pasa?" That's right. We're saying what's up to a new sister show on our Your View network. Stay right there.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, Quincy, congratulations are in order. Our Your View family is growing.
That's right. We have a new sister show here on Your View called Que Pasa. So now, without further ado, we have to say Que Pasa to our guest, producer Brenda Malara. She's here with all the juicy details. Brenda, thanks so much for making some time for us.
Que pasa, amigos? How are you?
Okay, so for those of us who have not done their Duolingo recently, Que Pasa means what's up in Spanish. So what will viewers see in the show?
Well, on Que Pasa, you will see highlights of all the movers and shakers in the entertainment world here, specifically in New Orleans, but now expanding to other cities with the Latin flair.
with the Latin flair. So is the
Mhm.
show only in Spanish?
It's primarily in Spanish, but we will have segments that are in English and sometimes in Spanglish, which is the mix of both languages. But it started off. We're 12 years old actually, but it's evolved throughout the years, but it's still primarily in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
That's so cool. It seems really accessible to kind of all. Why is it important to have a show that focuses on the Latino heritage and lifestyle?
Well, the Spanish have been just such an important group, primarily here in New Orleans, with all the contributions throughout the centuries, not only contributing to the city, the growth of the city, but also the culture, the music, the food, and we wanted to highlight that and just keep that in mind and continue to just promote our Latino heritage, our culture, it's the essence of who we are. And we're still here growing in the community. So we just want to continue that, that message that we're still here.
Yeah. Well, I think that is extremely commendable. And then the other part of being on TV is to reach many different people. So is the show only for Latinos, or would everyone enjoy watching this show?
I think everyone would enjoy watching it. It is a very diverse show. Like I said, it has evolved throughout the years to include other groups too. And we have found that many people enjoy it, especially people that are interested in the Latino culture. They learn a lot from who we are, where we've been, where we're heading, and then people that want to learn the language, they watch it. And music, culture, and entertainment, they cross over borders. So it doesn't really matter what language. You're still going to have a lot of fun watching the show, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it. I'm definitely trying to learn Spanish right now and get a little bit more fluent there. So what are some examples of some of the stories that people will see on the show?
Well, we cover a lot of events here in New Orleans. We cover a lot of the festivals, a lot of the concerts that are going on. We also visit a lot of important people in the community that are making a lot of changes and just doing good things here in the community. At times we travel abroad, so we'll bring you to other countries. We've been to Spain, we've been to France, we've been to Cuba, Mexico, and we just like to bring the viewer over to other countries too, to see perhaps what other influences we've other things that we've done in those countries, but also what influences New Orleans has had on those countries too. Cuba and New Orleans, for example, Havana, have a lot in common. So we've highlighted that in the past.
Yeah, and you were mentioning about festivals. So I know Pasa
Yes.
also has a festival and a
Yes.
newspaper. So you have
Yes.
a lot going on there.
The brand has grown. Well,
What's the goal of the franchise?
We just celebrated our 10th festival, Pasa Fest, this past weekend. It was very well attended. We didn't know what to expect because we had been gone for a couple of years due to the pandemic and then to this current hurricane that just passed over New Orleans. But we had a very well attended festival. I guess the objective of the newspaper and the festival is to continue to get the message out there that the Latino contributions in the area, and not only New Orleans, but in the Gulf Coast area, are very, very important, and we should keep it alive. And we also want to use it to unite people instead of separating people.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so important at a time like this. Why is it special for you specifically to work on a show like this?
Well, I am a first-generation Latino American, and Latino is the essence of who I am, and I want to continue that and celebrate that. I was born in New Orleans. I grew up here, obviously. I've assimilated well to this culture too, but I was raised bilingual and bicultural, and I just want to continue to promote that. It's very important. We can't forget who we are and our essence of who we are.
Yes, the foundation is very important, and clearly the foundation of your show is now going to be on your view and is running in Louisiana and the Florida market. So, can you give the viewers one major piece that they can look forward to seeing and how they can be able to see it again?
Yes. Not only now will you be getting, the latest of what's happening in the entertainment world here in New Orleans, but also in the Panhandle of Florida. And we've actually also expanded to Houston. So we're also in Lake Charles in Louisiana, and Lafayette, Baton Rouge, through your view, and now the Gulf Coast area of Florida. but we're also going to be bringing other events that are happening in those communities too. So now we're even, even you're going to get more than what we've been able to give you in the past.
Wait,
years.
so if I'm in California, can I watch it? Is there a way for me to watch it if I'm not in the Florida market?
Definitely. You can watch it anywhere around the world through our YouTube channel at Pasa New Orleans. And also all of our social media sites. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. So you can just catch it wherever you are.
Awesome.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, we certainly do appreciate you taking the time to stop by, and welcome. We welcome you. Here's our virtual
Bienvenidos. Yes, gracias.
Ay, muchísimas gracias, amigos. We're very excited to be here, and we hope you enjoy our show and read our paper.
That's right.
Thanks so much.
Brenda.
Thank you.
All right. Well, coming up next, Danielle, I think it's fitting to say, let the great stuffing debate begin.
Oh, no.
Is it stuffing or is it dressing?
Oh,
We'll find out next.
Welcome back into Main Street Living. Quincy, Cheryl, I know that Quincy already put the kibosh on putting the Christmas decorations out early, but I can't help but think about the holidays, and I'm really excited for all of the food.
Well, you really should be. Thanksgiving, ladies, is right around the corner. In fact, one of the side dishes that will be on many Americans' tables this season is the dressing, or is it stuffing? Like, I don't know the difference, but Erica Cardenas dives deep into this very important question.
With the holidays fast approaching, it's a tale as old as time. The good old stuffing versus dressing conversation. And despite having different names, there really isn't a whole lot of difference between the two, each being made with a stock, onions, and some sort of a bread base. So what is the difference then between stuffing and dressing? Well, in the most technical terms, stuffing is stuffed inside of a cavity of a turkey and cooked there, whereas dressing is cooked in a separate vessel, such as a casserole dish. And the name game usually splits along regional lines, so depending on what part of the country you live in, you might prefer the word dressing to stuffing. I myself was raised using the word stuffing and still use the word stuffing. So today I am going to show you how to whip up a quick, easy, healthy, and oil-free stuffing. Your ingredients consist of 1 to 2 cups of a stock. I myself am using a vegetable broth, 4 stalks of celery, 2 carrots, 1 onion, 3 cloves garlic, and about 10 cups of bread. You can either use a whole grain bread or a multi-grain bread, works well. And your dried herbs, half a teaspoon of rosemary and 1 teaspoon of parsley. Once you've chopped up your vegetables, you're gonna go ahead and saute them over medium-high heat for about 7 to 8 minutes. Then you're gonna cube up your bread and stick it in the oven to toast it for a little bit. You don't want it to become too rock solid, hard like a crouton, but you do want it to have a little toast, a little crunchiness to it. Now my bread is finished toasting and the veggies are almost finished sauteing. I went ahead and used a little bit of the vegetable stock instead of butter or oil. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add the minced garlic and the dried herbs and saute that up just a little bit more. And finally, it's time to bake. I went ahead and combined the bread and the sauteed veggies, added about 1.5 cups of vegetable stock to moisten it up. You can use more or less depending on your preference. Gonna stick this in the oven with foil on top for about 30 minutes. Stuffing is served. Whether you're a die-hard dressing fan or an avid supporter of stuffing, we can agree on one thing in the dressing versus stuffing debate. Both are delicious.
I don't know, ladies. I know in my family we call it dressing, but I have heard stuffing. So
Quincy, we know you had to phone a friend on that one, though.
Yeah.
You weren't even sure, okay?
You didn't know, Quincy, I
It's
think when you say
stuffing.
dressing, I think of salad dressing. I've
Yes,
never heard anybody
exactly.
say that. It's stuffing.
Same. The
Well-
tomato.
In case you missed it, November 21st is National Stuffing Day, not National Dressing Day. So that might give you some extra ammo.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so there it is. It's settled, guys. Don't go anywhere because we've got more Main Street Living coming up.
Welcome back into Main Street Living, guys. One of my favorite things that we do on this show is settle the great American debates, right? So now we know it is stuffing, it's not dressing.
Sorry, Q. Sorry, Q.
You may be correct.
We're doing the people's work here. We are.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for sure. If you want to catch this episode and other episodes, you can catch us on our Cox Contour app, and you can continue that debate.
You're so funny. And we always have brand new episodes of Main Street Living, 9 p.m. local time on Mondays. So catch us then as we take another stroll down Main Street.